Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this session, we are going to learn the complete Agile project methodology process, guys. This Agile course is useful for all who are working in IT industry, guys, irrespective of the designation or technology. So you might have developer side or testing side or any administration side. Everyone should know the Agile project methodology process because nowadays all IT companies are following their project implementation process Agile project methodology only, guys. Therefore, everyone should know the Agile process and their principles. So in this session, we are going to see what is an Agile, advantage of Agile, Agile principles, okay, and who is the Scrum Master and what is the Scrum Team, okay, and in the Scrum Team who are involved. So what is the roles and responsibility of a product owner and a Scrum Master. At the same time, we'll see what is the sprint, what is the sprint planning meeting, and what is a Scrum meeting, what is a Burndown and up charts. Okay, and also we can see what is a sprint review and a sprint retrospective meeting. We will see. So we will cover all these topics, guys, and then we will see the flow, the Agile project methodology flow also I will explain, guys. So first let us understand what is an Agile. Agile is an iterative and incremental process, guys. Here iterative means the repeated process. We know already to develop any project we are using SDLC, software development lifecycle process. In the SDLC we are following certain phases, guys, like requirements analysis, designing, documentation, and then development, and then testing, and then deliver, and then maintenance. These are the certain phases are there in SDLC. The same thing, the same process will repeat it. That is nothing but iterative in Agile process. Okay, then what about incremental? Incremental means we are adding the new features. That is incremental. Okay, so technically speaking, Agile is nothing but it is a iterative and incremental process, guys, to develop the projects or to implement the projects in a IT companies. Okay, then what are the advantages of Agile? Already we have some traditional project methodologies like waterfall model, V model, okay, spiral model. So there are some project methodologies are there, but nowadays everyone is recommended to use Agile only because of these advantages, guys. The first advantage is the customer no need to wait for a long time, guys, to get the product or software. Okay, so he can get his product or software for every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And the second advantage is you can change your requirement at any time, guys, any stage. But in earlier traditional project methodologies, there is no chance or there is no opportunity to change a requirement in the middle of the project. But in Agile project methodology, you can change requirement or accommodate the requirement at any stage. No problem at all. And the third advantage is it's a collaboration work, guys. Collaboration work means communication between product owner, development team, and QA team, and some other admin teams. It works, everything happens in the communication. You can easily communicate with your team members. That is nothing but a collaboration work, guys. Okay, that is also main advantage of Agile process. So your product owner, Scrum Master, and QA team, and dev team, and also some admin people, all are working together to complete the project. That is the main advantage of Agile process. And one more advantage is you can expect the piece of software for every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, guys. So therefore, customer having a good satisfaction with the Agile process. So these are the 4 main advantages of Agile, guys. And the next one is we will see some Agile principles, guys. So based on these Agile principles only, every IT company follows based on these principles, guys. to develop their projects. Okay, so I will tell you very important agile principles. The first one is customer satisfaction. That means customer no need to wait for long time to get the product. That is the main principle. That is the main agile principle, guys. Customer no need to wait for a long time. He will get immediately. He will get his software product immediately for every 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, and the second principle is we can accept the requirement at any time. That means we can change the requirement at any stage of the time. That is also one of the main agile principle. And the third one is collaborative work. That means everyone, product owner, scrum master, and some business people, and also dev team, QA team, all are work together. That means communication happens very easily between the team. Okay, and the next one is, the next main principle is we can develop, test, and release the piece of software to the customer with a few number of features, guys. For every 3 weeks or 4 weeks, customer get some piece of software. Okay, so these are the main agile principles, guys. Okay, then what is the Scrum? So Scrum is nothing but a framework to build a software product by following agile process. Then what is a Scrum team? The Scrum team includes 5 to 10 members, guys. Product owner, Scrum master, dev team, and QA team. Okay, so then what is the main responsibility of a product owner? So the product owner is a special designation in IT companies, guys. He has some specific role is there. He has some specific designation in IT companies. Okay, so his main responsibilities are, he is to communicate with the end users, stakeholders, okay, or clients. Okay, he will collect the data. He will collect the user requirements. Okay, he will define the features. So the main responsibility of product owner, he defines the product features, and his also responsibilities to prioritize the list of features or user stories. Okay, and also he has one more responsibility. He can accept or reject the status of the product. In case the product owner is not satisfied whatever we develop the product, he may reject the product also. He is also authorized person who can accept or reject the product. Okay, and the next one is Scrum Master. Who is a Scrum Master? Scrum Master is nothing but, so Scrum Master, he is drive the agile principles. He is facilitating and drive the agile principles. He will take care of all entire project, whether the project is going as per agile principles or not. If anyone facing any issues are, then he will clarify that one, and he will facilitating the candidates as well. And one more, dev team and QA team. Development team will develop the software and QA team will testing the software. So this is the Scrum team. Product owner, Scrum master, and development team, QA team. Okay, now we'll talk about some Scrum terminologies, guys, like what is a sprint planning meeting, sprint review, sprint retrospective meeting, what is a daily stand-up meeting. Then what is a sprint? Sprint is nothing but it is a particular duration of time to complete the user stories. Generally, in every IT companies, sprint duration is nothing but 2 to 3 weeks, guys. You have to complete the task. You have to complete the user stories within that time. That is nothing but sprint. Now, what is a sprint planning meeting? In the sprint planning meeting, so as a team, they will discuss in the meeting what are the user stories we have to deliver in this particular sprint. And what is the Scrum meeting? The Scrum meeting is nothing but it's a daily stand-up meeting. Okay, in the daily stand-up meeting, they will discuss about what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today, and what are the problems you are facing. So they will discuss these things in the Scrum meeting. For every day, there are around 10 to 15 minutes daily stand-up meeting is there. It is conducted by the Scrum Master only. Now let us see the Agile project methodology process. Okay, first the product owner will take the inputs from the stakeholders or customers or end users. He will collect the user stories or features from the customers or stakeholders or clients. Okay, so product owner is responsibility to gather the requirements. Okay, and he will prepare one product backlog. Product owner prepare product backlog. In the product backlog, it contains a list of user stories. It contains a list of user stories. It will be prepared by the product owner only. Okay, so after that, the team will conduct the sprint planning meeting. In the sprint planning meeting, the team will discuss about what are the requirements we have to complete, what are the user stories, what are the features we have to complete in this specific sprint. Already told you, sprint means duration, particular duration to complete the task. Okay, so in the sprint planning meeting, what are the user stories we have to complete? How many number of user stories we have to complete? Okay, and then sprint backlog. In the sprint backlog, it contains what are the committed user stories. What are the committed user stories are you have to list out here. See guys, main difference between product backlog and sprint backlog. In the product backlog, all the requirements are in the product backlog, all the user stories are available, all the features are available. But in the sprint backlog, only the committed user stories or features are available. Okay, and then a sprint will start. So the sprint will start. So usually the sprint duration is 1 to 4 weeks. Okay, maximum companies will follow 2 to 3 weeks, guys. Okay, and for every 24 hours, one daily stand-up meeting is there. Who will conduct this daily stand-up meeting means Scrum Master. Okay, Scrum Master will discuss about, so Scrum Master will ask for each individual candidate. Scrum Master will ask for each individual person about what you did yesterday, what you are doing today, and what is the issues are there. So he will discuss each and everything in 15 minutes in daily stand-up meeting. And also Scrum Master will prepare one burn down and up chart. So based on their feedback, he will prepare one graph in the form of graph. So based on this burn down and burn up chart, we can analyze the performance of the product. So once you finish the work, that means you completed your first sprint. So then you will conduct the one sprint review meeting. In the sprint review meeting, you have to show demo to the product owner, whether it is working as per our requirement or not. Here product owner may accept or reject your sprint. Okay, so in the sprint review, each and everything will check it out. Okay, after that, after sprint review meeting, and one more meeting is there, guys, sprint retrospective meeting. In the sprint retrospective meeting, the team will discuss about what went well and what went wrong, how the performance of the last sprint. Is there any issues we faced? What type of issues we faced? Where we struggled? How you overcome those issues? So they will discuss on those things about last sprint. Okay, so this is overall the Agile project process, guys. Okay, product owner responsible to take the input, and he will prepare one product backlog. In the product backlog, it contains a list of requirements, and and then team will conduct one sprint planning meeting. In the sprint planning meeting, they will choose the requirements from the list of features, and then in the sprint backlog the committed requirements are available, and then he will prepare one sprint 1 to 4 weeks. Generally 2 to 3 weeks are there for every sprint in IT companies. Okay, for every 24 hours one daily stand-up meeting is there. This is conducted by the Scrum Master only. Okay, so after finishing the work, so they will take the one sprint review meeting, and one more meeting is the sprint retrospective meeting. In this meeting, the team will discuss about what went well and what went wrong. Okay, is there any issues are there in the last sprint? How to overcome those issues? These are discussed in the sprint retrospective meeting, guys. So that's all about, guys, about the complete agile process, guys. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please comment in the comment box. I will reply to your queries. So if you feel this video is very helpful, please share to your friends also, guys. So we'll meet in the next video. Thank you very much.